the staff or management of Radio D Hotties. The content broadcast on this show is meant for informational and entertainment purposes only.
After months of screen time and no play dates, the Children's Discovery Museum is open for Purple Play Days of Summer. It's time to rediscover the wonder. Climb on the fire engine, splash around in the waterworks, blow bubbles, and scale the tree climber in Bill's backyard. Oodles of hands-on arts and culture, STEM, health, and nature-themed exhibits await your family. The Giant Purple Museum is open every day, Wednesday through Sunday. Reservations are required at cdm.org. That's cdm.org. जब हमारे परिवार के बुजुर्गों की सेहत और देखभाल की बात होती है तो घर पर इन होम केयर वाला ऑप्शन सबसे बढ़िया है। ऑनलॉक का पेस प्रोग्राम एक ऐसा कन्वीनियंट एंड पर्सनलाइज्ड ऑप्शन है जिसके जरिए हमारे बुजुर्ग घर पर हमारे साथ रहकर यही देखभाल और सेवा का लाभ उठा सकते हैं। अब चाहे वो घर पर रहे या ऑनलॉक वाले पेस सेंटर में आए, उनको वही डेडिकेटेड एंड प्रोफेशनल केयर मिलेगी। ऑनलॉक ने बुजुर्गों की सेहत को अपना प्रायोरिटी बना लिया है। और जानने के लिए 1855-308-0195 पे कॉल करें। That's 1855-308-0195।
Top of the morning, Bay, with Good Morning Bay.
Get to know about the traffic on your way and what's news around the world today.
Some wisdom skills along the way.
Oh, and a song to hum along with and sway.
Get your perfect entertaining start to the day.
At 9 a.m. every weekday morning with
Mahima's Good Morning
Bay.
Good morning, Bay. आप सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा नमस्ते,
नमस्कार,
वनकम,
नमस्कार,
खुशामदी,
अस्सलाम वालेकुम,
सत श्री अकाल,
मेघांतरिकी वंदनमु,
जय स्वामी नारायण,
जय श्री कृष्ण,
जय जनेंद्र।
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोल दे याली मदद,
मोलाली मदद बोलते हुए सारे फीचर मदद बोल के नीसा बुला बदजान हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारे। मैं सिर्फ फालतू बाबा
and of course myself फालतू रानी लेकर आपके लिए एक और drive time that's going to make it totally exciting and totally मस्तानी बंदजानी।
True that बदजान। Of course अभी आपको बोल दें कि of course today is the Wednesday of October, right? Oh my God, फालतू रानी, October मतलब October, November, December, just 3 more months and the whole year of 2021 is
Exactly, and 3 more weeks and October will be done.
Oh no. And of course 2 more days and the week is done.
Oh God.
Oh no. A couple of more hours and the day is done.
Yeah. Like that.
We
you
can
could
keep on going on,
yeah.
Please stop it, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, but let me tell you, अभी आप सुन रहे गुड मॉर्निंग पे जहाँ पे आपको न्यूज़, व्यूज, रिव्यू सब मिलेंगे बरजान, and of course you can also call in and share with us your thoughts for the day and everything बरजान। And अभी के लिए आपको बोलते हैं कि it's time for us to go and take a look at what's happening with the रास्ता, that is रास्ते का हाल। आप लोगों को हम लोग देते हैं टोटल सस्ते में।
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
Well, Bajan, this traffic update is just a notice to everybody out there. It's actually something which is giving you local to us, which is the Bay Area. And if at all you are somewhere in other parts of the world, because our show actually goes global, Bajan. And if you want us to give updates about those particular places, you can message us through the app, which obviously listen to us from Radio D Hotties. You can message us from there as well, so we can actually see if we can incorporate that into our element or as an element in our show as well, Burjam. Right now, Bay Area made up north a traffic collision on one of our northbound south of the BAT road in Brisbane is blocking traffic over there. It actually is affecting the right shoulder, so watch out for that. Stop and go traffic is pretty much seen at least for quite a distance over there. And let's come down towards East Bay Fremont. Residual delay on 880 south on Stevenson Boulevard. All the lanes are open, but there's delays over there. This is southbound 880. Could be because of an accident previously over there, but does not say on my screen, but definitely I see a big backlog. Speaking of big backlogs, but towards Cupertino Campbell side, there's actually an accident, a collision with injuries on 880 northbound, north of Bascom Avenue in San Jose side. This is actually affecting a whole bunch of two freeways are being affected over here, Bajan, because of the exit part of it. That is, of course, the 880 and also the 85, which actually heads towards Cupertino, Bajan. So watch out for the particular backlog. And in the same region, in the vicinity of San Jose, an accident on 280 northbound exiting at 7th Street. The right lane is blocked over there. I see backup of traffic in that region. And going down further on 680 towards 101, actually, Capital Expressway, Banajam, there's an accident over there which is causing a huge backlog. So right now, Bajan, I see traffic pretty much like how it was pre-COVID. So people actually getting back into the offices. So I would advise you guys to be, mindful and not get stressed out while you're driving around. So right now, Bajan, that was your traffic update. Weather-wise, kya bataun? Beautiful clouds out there in the sky. And it is going to be cloudy all day today. Why today? Tomorrow also will be cloudy. And it's going to be cloudy all day to the weekend, Bajan. Probably we'll have some sunlight coming up again in Monday. The skies are going to clear up. But weekend is going to be cloudy. So if you're having some events, chata leke jao. Yeah. Wear, what do you call that? Those wind cheaters, or at least...
it's going to be cold, Altababa?
Oh, it is going to be cold because somewhere in the mid-60s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, upper 60s, maximum 70 is going to be the weather over the weekend. It's getting cold now. Winter's coming in right now. October khatam ho gaya almost, right?
Correct.
And Diwali tak to bahut thand rahega, so watch out for that, Bajan. And we'll keep giving you an update on what's happening with the weather and also on the traffic right now. And I think it's time for us to go and take a look at the news. Maltoni, do you have the news for our bandhus?
Yes, Altababa, and Bandajan, let us tell you that Altababa was talking about rain. Can you imagine iron rain?
Iron rain?
Yeah.
Wow.
I actually was reading this news item that came out on CNN, right? It's talking about this exoplanet.
Oh, wow.
It's a sizzling exoplanet, which is about hundreds of light years away from the Earth.
Thank God.
Where droplets of iron rain fall from the sky at night.
Okay, so
now
why do you call this a world? Actually, it's something like Narak, right? Which you call, right?
Yeah, researchers have also detected sodium and ionized calcium in the planet's atmosphere, apparently, based on observations from the Gemini North Telescope, which is located near the summit of Mauna Kea in Hawaii. The new findings suggest the planet, which is named as WASP-76b, is even hotter than scientists expected. Why is this important? Because with regard to heating up, right, global warming that's happening, they're saying that this, as the temperature increases, this is our potential future. If this is what's going to happen,
it's not going to happen in our lifetime, right?
I don't know.
Okay,
Altababa,
fine. You leave it to Greta to actually worry about. Let's not worry about Bajan.
Why, Altababa? Be quiet. That's why we need to take action right now.
Come on, the Republicans are right, Father. You should not worry about this. It's going on. See, Republicans say it's not going to happen in our particular lifetime. It's okay, understandable, right? Leave it to Greta to worry about it. She anyway coming up and telling we don't take care of things.
Oh God.
Yeah, so that's fine.
Okay. Anyway, what?
And she got a Nobel Prize also for that. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Just because she was privileged, she got Nobel Prize.
Oh God, Altababa, stop with the privilege and everything. And anyway, I just wanted to share this with you because one of the things is that this ultra hot planet was actually discovered in 2016. It's about the size of Jupiter and it orbits a star in the Pisces constellation, which is about 640 light years away from Earth, Panajan. Because of its close proximity to the star, the WASP-76b completes one orbit in every 1.8 Earth days and soaks up thousands of times the radiation that Earth receives from the sun. Apparently.
Okay, I just cancelled my trip to space right now. Are you happy? Well, Badre Bhajan, I don't know. We might actually be the first people. Actually, I told you that we inspire many people, Faltwani.
Yeah.
Did you know our shows are heard in Russia?
I didn't know that.
Did you know the fact that, there's one particular CIA person, I talk about conspiracy theory, Faltwani. You always wondered, why I come with all conspiracy theories, right?
Right.
There are connecting stories around the world, Faltwani.
Okay.
Just recently, one of the CIA chiefs, who actually one of the person who was representative in all those places, right? She came up and she said that actually America is right now in Cold War.
What?
Yeah, you remember Cold War time?
Yeah.
The race for space was there, remember?
Yeah.
Kennedy time, right?
Yeah.
And now she says it's still in Cold War right now. Guess what the race right now?
What?
Right now, people are trying to put entertainment in the space.
Oh.
We did the first thing. The first people to actually go totally global and universal. And that's why I have a title called...
Brahmandic Nag.
Thank you, Fatwani. I don't want to say it myself. But
It
But,
makes me.
you know, a Russian company, a Russian movie making company is shooting a movie in the space.
Huh.
And you know who they beat?
Who?
Tom Cruise, NASA, and the US.
You're kidding.
Tom Cruise is working with NASA and the US SpaceX. Tom Cruise, SpaceX, and NASA are working towards shooting a movie in space. And Russia beat them to it now.
They already shot one in space?
They already shot one. In fact, they shot into space, as in the director and the actress.
Huh.
They're going to go in space and actually shoot in real life.
They're going to go, or it's already done?
They're actually in orbit, man. So, in other words, I'm saying that they are Russia, what the best part is the messaging, Fatwani, messaging.
Huh.
Russia's trying to say that, their space program is not accumulating cobwebs and they are totally functional and they are better than everybody else in the world. I guess what the story is about.
What?
The story Russian movie is the Russian movie which is being shot right now. Is a story about a female surgeon who's going to go to the International Space Station to treat a alien a cosmonaut.
Oh my God. Wow. Well, I don't know where Alto Baba gets these news stories, Panajan, but
Ethos, Fadwani.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, but we beat Russia to it, by the way.
And let me tell you, Panajan, as inscrutable as his conspiracy theories may be,
What?
I just want to tell all
The
of
word
you.
for today, Panajan. Ting, ting, ting. Wait, I'm sorry. I should get the effect. What is the word again, Fadwani?
What do you mean?
What is the word?
Conspiracy theory?
That means it's the word for today.
What is it?
And the word is inscrutable.
Oh, yeah. Inscrutable. Do you not know what inscrutable means?
I'm actually getting in people's minds right now. People are going to have this word inscrutable in the mind whenever they listen to this particular soundtrack which goes like this. Inscrutable.
Well, it's a very simple word. Come on, Altababa, don't tell me
How
you
do you
don't.
spell it out, Fadwan?
INSCRUTABLE. Inscrutable, the way it is
Wow.
said.
You're saying it so many times,
Well,
Oh, that means it's done.
shall we
Okay.
get on with the news?
Okay, that ring means you've got enough of your
Well,
chorus.
as unexplainable or as
It's not
ununderstandable.
unscrupable.
Inscrutable.
Unscrupulous. What does Vibha type? Vibha, please pay
It is
attention.
inscrutable, as his
Inscrutable.
conspiracy theories may be, Bandajan.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to say that it is actually mind-boggling to think about how some of these conspiracy theories actually play out, and over time it turns out there is some element of truth to it, right? Don't you think?
Excuse me. You're asking me the element. I'm talking to you like there's 100% truth to it.
Exactly.
And you are like telling me like there's some truth to it.
Well,
Thank you for validating it.
I'm forced to believe a lot of times, Bandajan, that there is something driving that. Okay, I'm not going to use the word again. Inscrutable theory. Anyway, let's go on over. Let's talk to you about what's going on the national front, Bandajan. To get around Republican obstruction, President Joe Biden said Tuesday that Democrats are considering a change to the Senate filibuster rules in order to quickly approve lifting the nation's debt limit and avoid what would be a devastating credit default. The president's surprise remarks come as the Senate is tangled in a fiscally dangerous standoff over a vote that's needed to suspend the nation's debt limit and allow the federal government to continue borrowing to pay down its balances. Congress has just days to act before the October 18th deadline, when the Treasury Department has warned that it'll run short of funds to handle the nation's already accrued debt load. Now, Biden has resisted any filibuster rule changes over other issues, but his off-the-cuff comments Tuesday night interjected a new urgency to an increasingly uncertain situation. While this is happening, Manajan, as the Senate Democrats are planning a third attempt today to get the Republicans to help raise the federal government's borrowing authority, a pivotal Democrat rejected President Joe Biden's idea of changing. I mean, it wasn't, he just made an off-the-cuff reference to it.
What did you say?
yesterday. That's what I just shared. You should pay attention when I'm sharing the news, Alto Baba.
But what did he say?
Now the Senate Democrat is saying they've rejected the idea of changing the chamber's filibuster rule to circumvent the roadblock. After a months-long standoff with Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell repeatedly said his party would not vote to lift or extend the $28.4 trillion debt limit, President Joe Biden, who suggested that he was open to changing this filibuster to skirt the roadblock, moderate Democratic Senator Joe Manchin, who has blocked other parts of Biden's agenda as too expensive, poured cold water on the idea. I've been very, very clear where I stand on the filibuster. I've been very clear, nothing changes, he said in a brief Capitol Hill news conference. We are not going to default as a country. We will not default, is what Senator Joe Manchin said. It is for all those of you who are following the news with regard to what happened in Congress with regard to Facebook. Frances Haugen, the Facebook whistleblower whose complaints about the company have raised new questions about the platform's impact, appeared before a Senate subcommittee yesterday in a highly anticipated hearing. Haugen claimed Facebook knows how to make its products safer, but chooses not to in favor of profit. In addition to addressing recent concerns over Instagram's effects on teen girls, and Facebook owns Instagram for those of you who are not familiar, Haugen's testimony led some lawmakers to consider whether to meet separately just to discuss national security concerns. When asked by one senator whether Facebook is used by, quote, authoritarian and terrorist-based leaders, unquote, Haugen said yes. And pointed to Myanmar and Ethiopia as examples of how the platform can be used to sow violence. Facebook has repeatedly denied or discounted Haugen's claims, and Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg said reactions to the situation are painting a false picture of the company.
Oh my goodness, I totally agree with you. What do you mean dictators? I think Trump still has an account, right?
Trump, no, it's been suspended, right?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's not fair what they're doing to him. How can you torture somebody that way, Fatmani?
Yeah.
You remember what happened to you when you yesterday? How you felt like a fish out of water, right?
Hey.
What?
Whatever nonsense. It wasn't yesterday, it was day before yesterday. Yeah, FYI. Just get with the program, Alto Baba. Well, in the meanwhile, let us tell you that the Transportation and Security Administration plans to introduce new regulations that will compel the most important U.S. railroad and airport operators to improve their cybersecurity procedures. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas will announce in a speech today. The upcoming changes will make it mandatory for high-risk or higher-risk rail transit companies and critical U.S. airport and aircraft operators to do three things: name a chief cyber official, disclose hacks to the government, and draft recovery plans if an attack were to occur. The planned regulations come after cyber criminals attacked a major U.S. pipeline operator, causing localized gas shortages along the U.S. East Coast in May. The incident led to new cybersecurity rules for pipeline owners in July.
Wow.
And you know, Alto Baba, as we're getting more and more into this global world, right, there's a lot of discussion right now how to, reinstate and re-empower the Office of Technological Advancement. Apparently, this was an office that was formed, for Congress to get updates and to be abreast of all the technological advancements, and so that they can make informed decisions with regard to regulations concerning technology companies. But in the post-Reagan, in the Newt Gingrich era, apparently they kind of, neutered this agency, and they kind of retired this agency because they felt, at that time it was called the Star Wars program, supposedly, that Reagan had introduced, which was the missile defense system, which was again going back to your Cold War era, so to speak, right?
Exactly.
So,
See, connects back, right?
Yeah.
Now there's a need for it. Well, actually, it's NSA actually has the whole thing. Actually, they don't have. What?
I'm talking about the Office of Technological
The
Advancement.
Office of Technological Advancement, nothing but actually NSA right now.
No, it's not.
Yes, they actually have all technology they require and they need. It's just that, the Republicans don't like more government, the big brother kind of a thing. They didn't want that. Democrats want it. Democrats want to have control over all this stuff.
No, this Office of Technological Advancement is supposed to apparently
Track all your cell phones.
No,
track
no,
all
no,
your
no,
conversations.
no. It's not. It's not. This particular Office of Technological Advancement, what researchers are now saying that should be there is this office should have higher technical talent across technological talent across the United States, who will be almost rivaling the individuals, their peers who are in technology companies, to be able to track algorithms that go against diplomatic principles.
In other words,
And democratic principles.
different way of trying to control people.
It is not control
It
people.
is that, Valdwani.
Look at this. Hold
If
on.
this was done by Russia, you call it, it's the dictator
No,
doing
it's
it.
not. It's not. It's
Democracy is one thing, Valdwani, is where you can't blame one person.
Well, Altubaba, there's a lot of algorithms apparently that have inherent biases, and those algorithms also are sometimes they're structured in such a way that they could possibly be discriminatory in nature, especially those hiring algorithms, the dating algorithms, and these kinds of things. There's like a whole bunch of things that are written, right, which are by these technology companies. This is just one aspect of it, but there's several different technological advancements in different sectors.
Why can't just people figure out a way of just being pure good human beings rather than having all these things going around the block trying to say, police them because they're not good people at all. So when you're actually trying to do this, Falcon, you actually are doing disservice to society and culture. Is what I feel. I don't know. It's fine. I might have a different viewpoint about things.
For those of you
I
watching
am
us
weird, by the way. It's okay.
those of you watching us on Facebook, that is me, Faltu Rani, that you're looking at, and the voice that's keeping on chiming in with his, again, inscrutable theories is our very own Altu Baba, who you will see shortly when the Ganika Kira comes up. But let me tell you that one other news headline that's coming nationally is that the Biden administration is expanding student loan forgiveness eligibility and is going to allow thousands more public sector workers, including members of the military, to seek a reprieve on their educational debt. The new policies outlined by the U.S. Department of Education would affect an estimated 550,000 borrowers and give them an extra 2 years of progress towards forgiveness. Officials said in a statement outlining changes that run through October 31st, 2022. Yesterday, news also broke from the U.S. Department of Education, Punjab, where guidelines were given with regard to special education to schools and districts and states to be able to provide as much information and as much all the measures necessary to keep students with disabilities and students with special needs safe during the coronavirus pandemic. If that means that they have to invest in more infrastructure to ensure that they are safe, if they are medically fragile, to be able to invest in more staff and more resources if the student is not able to come into the school due to medically fragile conditions, they should be able to do that. And at the same time, also informing them that there are no waivers to the IDEA, which is the Individuals with Disabilities and Education Act. So, if your student is a student with special needs, Banujan, the Department of Education has sent guidance as of yesterday that if there needs to be compensatory education, which has to be provided to the student due to any kind of regressions or learning losses that happened during the COVID-19 pandemic during the past 18 months, then the schools need to be able to fund and provide for that compensatory education. Aside from that, let's go on over and tell you that there is a developing story. There's been a shooting in a huge high school in Arlington, Texas, Banujan. 3 people have been rushed to a hospital with non-fatal wounds on Wednesday. It's a developing story as of now. The police are on the lookout for the suspect who is on the run currently. And in California lawmakers are aiming to ban an offshore drilling after this horrible spill that happened over the past weekend. Democratic members of Congress from California seized on the oil spill off the state's coast to promote federal legislation to ban all offshore oil drilling as investigators searched for what caused that pipeline to burst. About 3,000 barrels of crude oil spilled into the Pacific Ocean, killing wildlife, soiling the coastline, and forcing officials to close beaches in several cities in Orange County, just south of Los Angeles. A fatal crash has shut down a northbound Interstate 680 in San Jose, CHP is reporting. This is near Jackson Avenue, Bandujan. The CHP issued a SIG alert around 5:49 a.m. and was diverting traffic off the freeway at the Jackson Avenue off-ramp. In Santa Clara County, there's going to be a sustainability commission which is going to advise on climate change as well. And 2 South Bay high schools have been evacuated due to bomb threats. St. Francis High School in Mountain View and Presentation High School in San Jose were both evacuated Tuesday afternoon due to bomb threats. Police said the threats at both schools were made over phone calls that came from the same number, police said. The threat at St. Francis was called in just after 12:30 p.m. According to Mountain View Police, the San Jose Police said Presentation received a call about a bomb threat at 1:54 p.m. They are now declared safe, obviously. Authorities swept both campuses. Time right now for us to go into our Ganika Kira. What do we have, Altu Baba?
We have a nice song, Falkwani. It's called Baki Rappe Chhod De. From the movie Lacrosse Central Banjan. Don't worry about anything else. Just do what you do.
थॉमस एडिसन की थ्योरी को याद कर
उसका थ्योरी को याद कर थ्योरी को
Theory.
अरे थॉमस एडिसन की थ्योरी को याद कर बल्ब जगा दिमाग का टाइम ना बर्बाद कर थॉमस एडिसन की थ्योरी को याद कर बल्ब जगा दिमाग का टाइम ना बर्बाद कर ये फार्मूला भाई करता जा तू ट्राई ये फार्मूला भाई करता जा तू ट्राई बी पॉजिटिव टूटे दिल के पुर्जे पुर्जे जोड़ के पुर्जे पुर्जे जोड़ के पुर्जे पुर्जे जोड़ के
फिकर बुला के डांस कर बाकी रप्पे
छोड़ दे देसी या फिर डांस कर बाकी रप्पे छोड़ दे
And of course, Bajan, that was a Kare Kira or Bajega Apkile Bajan. Don't worry about the Lekin Fatani. Going to give us the news of what's happening around the world. A quick look at that because we're coming to the close of our hour already.
Yes, absolutely. There is a huge news that's that's making the rounds, Al Baba, with regard to Dubai's ruler Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, who ordered the phones of his ex-wife and her lawyers to be hacked as part of a sustained campaign of intimidation and threat during the custody battle over their children. England's High Court has ruled. Mohammed used a sophisticated Pegasus software developed by Israeli firm NSO for states to counter national security risks to hack the phones of Princess Haya bint Al Hussein, a half-sister of Jordan's King Abdullah, and some of those closely connected to her, according to the rulings. Those working for him also tried to buy a mansion next door to Haya's estate near the British capital. Intimidatory action, the court ruled, that left her feeling hunted, unsafe, and like she cannot breathe anymore. The latest rulings come 19 months after the court concluded that Mohammed had abducted 2 of his daughters, mistreated them, and held them against their will. Stranded at a Tajik sanatorium, a pregnant Afghan pilot is fearing for her unborn baby. She didn't forget the prenatal vitamins. That was one of the few things that US-trained Afghan pilot could grab from her Kabul airport office before she left the country aboard an Air Force plane during the Taliban takeover. But after fleeing for her life and that of her unborn child in August, the 29-year-old says she can't even get an ultrasound or visit a hospital. Instead, she fears her son could soon be born into a strange kind of captivity in rural Tajikistan alongside more than 140 other Afghan military personnel. Almost all of them are men who flew across the Afghanistan's northern border together and are now being held at a sanatorium in the mountains. So that is another reality. Some people are stuck in a limbo. They don't know here or there. But in the meanwhile, talking about the situation of limbo, remember we were talking about how China has been making these incursions over Taiwan. Well, yesterday, US President Joe Biden said that he has spoken to Chinese President Xi Jinping about Taiwan and agreed to abide by the Taiwan agreement as well. And in news from India, with regard to Aryan Khan, which everybody would like to know.
No, I don't want to know about.
Yeah, well, okay. Either ways, the narcotics control people are now saying that this was fake, that the cruise raid was fake. They did not find drugs on the ship, and says Maharashtra Minister Nawab Malik on Aryan Khan's arrest. Shah Rukh Khan has cancelled his assignments. Technically, he has cancelled his advertisement shoot with Ajay Devgan in light of all of this. To attend to these matters, and his son has returned to the NCB office post his medical checkup for questioning again. So, and Arbaz Merchant has filed for bail. More on all these stories you can find on MediaMahima.com. That's all we have time for. We will be back tonight live at 5 on the Pam Pam Show. Till then, enjoy this Ghana and Baki Rappe chhod de.
के फोन से किस्मत को कॉल कर अरे ग्राम बल के फोन से किस्मत को कॉल कर मैं कभी ना हारूंगा काट दे ये बोल कर हौसला दिखा दे कहते हैं इरादे हौसला दिखा दे कहते हैं इरादे बी पॉजिटिव आंसू सारे बकेट में निचोड़ के बकेट में निचोड़ के बकेट में निचोड़ के कर बुला के डांस कर बाकी रप्पे छोड़ दे